from now on.
I have that Cremota hat.
I have 500 of them. Do you want one?
The white ones, what color is the print on it?
We have cream with white.
You know what I've noticed with hats?
You would look like
I need to wear them for like half a year, and then they start
hat?
looking good on me. So I'm gonna
You
buy.
have to wear it in.
I'm gonna buy a mannequin head, and I'm gonna put all my hats on mannequin heads whenever I get new hats, and I'm just gonna let them sit there for
Are
months.
you, what? Are you fucking?
Yeah, because the hats don't look good on my head until months later, until they finally fit my head. I'm like, oh, that looks good.
It also helps how much you take them on and off.
Yeah.
Like you're really breaking them in.
So
It's basically like with those shoe stretchers. You put them on like a, what do they call it? The little insert, and it stretches them
Yeah,
out so
that's what I
you
need
break
for
your
my
shoes
hats.
in. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
I
A
just
hat
want to
breaker
see.
in it.
I want to see these mannequin hats in Zane's closet.
I'll get it. Or I'll just like get one so it's not creepy as fuck that I have like 8.
Or just
and
get like a little
replace
like
them.
ring thing to like open it up inside the hat.
A ring thing.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
you mean like an
Crank.
expanding head?
like a mouth expander.
Oh, right.
It like it grows with you. It's like a head that like is
Right,
actual human
exactly.
head, and
It's
it
like
just
a
grows.
stretcher.
Yeah, I like that. It's like a chia pet.
I don't know. You're gonna have a girl come over. She's gonna go to your closet and be like,
There's already some
But even
questionable
like
things in my-
explaining it doesn't even make it okay. What's up with all them? Oh, I use it to stretch my hats out when I'm not wearing them. Like,
is the-
I have a few things in the house now that are questionable that I feel like when a girl comes over, like Velcro is kind of questionable. When someone comes in, it's kind of like, oh, you're 6 years old. You have a bearded dragon.
Or-
so I have to like something I have to get through,
no,
get
I
past.
think
Tell me when you see a bearded dragon, you don't think, oh, that's a little kid.
if a 30-year-old man, I would be like, oh, he's good at taking care of something.
he's responsible.
Yeah, he's
Okay, that's only
responsible.
because you got it from me. But
I
imagine
think
you
that's how
walking
people
to any
think.
house and they had a bearded dragon. You'd come right back to us in our group
I don't
and be
know.
like,
it seems
he has a
like
bearded dragon.
no, like
It's
a
a-
reptile seems like rich.
It kind of does.
rich.
Yeah.
Like I think an aquarium is rich.
Ooh.
If someone has an aquarium, it's not, oh, they got
Do you know
money.
how
Like,
expensive aquariums are?
my brother has. Did he see the one in his in our playroom now in my house in Florida? It's
The playroom.
huge. Sorry, it's a
how much?
He knows the
how
playroom.
much is like a standard aquarium? Or like what scale
well,
are you
the,
talking
the
about?
tank is expensive, but then like the you have to like always have it monitored. Your water, you have to drain it, refill it.
yeah.
We had this whole like reverse osmosis machine that we had at the house to basically like make the water to when you would redo it, and then the little pieces that you would like set up on the rocks and stuff, like the different like live
Plants, all of
like
that.
the live plants, all that is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
There's so much chemistry.
for
Like,
fish.
it's way more work than you think it is to run an aquarium.
And then you got to move. Good luck.
No.
Good luck moving 10 different species of fish.
I just think it's crazy how expensive it is to have such a cheap animal.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Like the materials.
to have an animal that doesn't do anything, that just sits somewhere.
Exactly. I feel, and they live good too. These fishes in these big tanks, they have a whole world in there, and they don't got to worry about predators.
Right.
They don't have to
Rent.
worry about sharks. Fucking,
Yeah.
they are
Food's
living in
always
this
there.
beautiful fucking world of their own.
And
Yeah.
everybody's just gawking at them.
yeah, you're
can
always
they
tapping in.
see us? They can't,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, they're smart. They're smart animals.
Used to
I
follow
love
my
it.
used to follow my finger up and down the glass.
Oh.
Do you Jungle to Jungle? where
Oh
he's
my
talking
God.
about
Martin Short.
used to
And
follow
then
my
Mimi
finger.
Siku.
My
That's not good fish.
my brother has. He's so bougie now. He's getting all these like exotic animals in his tank. He has now like this French like shrimp that like walks around and goes like that. It's crazy.
A French shrimp.
I
What,
know
smokes a cigarette and
no,
wears a
it just
beret?
looks like a French shrimp. The way it's rocking around, like ho ho ho, like it makes you feel like he's French for sure.
Wasn't the shrimp in Finding Nemo French?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that probably what made me think of that.
Oh.
but he there's something else that he has in there. I think he has like some sort of squid or something that's like just but it's
What?
beautiful, and they cost so much money.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
to have those. For what? For
what?
I'm like, are you gonna
Amusement.
grow it and eat it? Are you gonna eat the shrimp? I would love to have the shrimp on my linguine.
It's a flex.
pasta.
It's just like it's an aquarium flex.
I love a good aquarium that's between like two walls.
Yes.
You see one room and then
Instead
on the
of
other
a fireplace, it's an aquarium.
Do you
That's
remember
double-sided.
Do you remember the show where they used to like build insane aquariums for
Tanks.
people?
Insane aquarium.
It
I saw one in person
from the
from
show.
the show.
Oh my god.
They're unbelievable. They make them for celebrities' houses.
Like $300,000 aquariums.
Doesn't Logan Paul have like a ridiculous aquarium?
Probably
Wasn't he
does.
on that show? I feel like Logan Paul had a
He
big
might have
aquarium
been.
phase for a year. Of his life.
After that 2 years of great crypto strategy that he made, he probably has a $300,000 aquarium.
Yeah, all them people have been real quiet about crypto lately.
Pokemon cards, all those Pokemon cards that he sold. I wonder where he's at now.
I want like a rainforest cafe, like massive cylinder.
Yes, I like
Yeah.
that.
That
Just
you
a
have to get in a scuba thing and like feed them all. That's what I want to see. Should we run that?
Let's do it.
Let's run that shit.
Come on, baby.
All right, 3, 2, 1. It's coffee talk, baby. Woo!
Wow.
Welcome back to Zane and Heath Unfiltered, baby. I'm Zane.
I'm Heath.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mariah.
And welcome to Zane and Heath Unfiltered. Apologies for the last episode. Again, if you didn't watch the last episode, audio got corrupted. It got messed up. Shit happens. So we had to flippity the episodes.
Yeah, so the Patreon episode went public. The public episode went to Patreon. So if you want to see that one, patreon.com/Zane and Heath. We got a bunch of bonus episodes on there too. Check it out.
I saw a really great comment when I was going through the last episode's comments. I saw a comment that said, this episode wasn't like the other episodes. It didn't hit.
One of these things
And
is
I
not
just
like
want
the other.
to, from the screen, I just want to grab this person and go, did you not watch the first 10 seconds of the episode? What did we say?
They probably did it though.
We said that this episode is not unlike the other episodes because it is a Patreon episode. There was no intro. It was probably, you know what? They saw no intro and they were like, fuck this.
It's like all the
episode.
TikTok comments, like just asking for the answer. Instead of like going on Google for 2 seconds and like trying to figure something out, it's just give me the answer. Somebody tell me now. I don't want to put any effort in.
Exactly.
Zane, why do you look like this?
Dude, hey, I was hoping I was invisible. I was hoping nobody saw this. I was hoping people thought that I was trying to change up my look and I got a new hat, new cap.
It's a beanie.
You know, I just went to Kappa. I went to the mosque. They had us wear these things.
Or you
before.
look like a surgeon, like you just got
Yeah.
on call. You just washed up.
And you know what? I was a little bit of a surgeon this weekend. I did someone's tattoo, but we'll get to that. But when did I get this surgeon? Yesterday. Yesterday.
He's still on drugs, guys.
I know. Yesterday, I got my second hair transplant, and I just turned 30, so that makes sense. You know, midlife crisis right now. I went to the same doctor. I had to give him a shout out, Dr. Ziering. He is incredible. He makes it so smooth. The team is so fast and easy, and we just crack jokes the whole time. So it just makes the 12-hour surgery much more fun.
Now-
and I got to watch the whole Wednesday Addams series.
Oh, it's 12
Great show.
hours?
What? Oh,
Wow.
12 hours. And
Yeah.
you had a staff of people. But before we get to that, what is this procedure different from your last one?
Okay, so this time, that's not like the last time. Last time, they did an FUT where they cut... FUT and FUE.
FUT
I don't
is
know
the
which one it
strip.
is. It's a strip. FUT, they stripped the back of my head and they got like a bunch of follicles all at once and then they stitched it back up. So they took the two skin and they stitched it back up. So they had
It's
my
a hair
whole,
transplant if you're confused.
yeah, it's a hair transplant. And so they cut it all up, get all the follicles out, and then they implant it in my head. This time I did not want to cut my head. I did not want to go through that. And I did not want to recover for like 2 weeks. I wanted to get back in here today and not be on full of drugs because my head is like, you know, still really swollen. So instead they put me down on like head first on the table and they just plucked it out from the back of my head and they do it in separate places so it doesn't look like shit because if they get it all from one place.
They take from all over, so it's not like you have like a bald spot.
Yeah.
So they kind of like
that makes
pick
sense.
areas that are like a little bit denser than other areas, and they literally like watching it. So I went and saw him getting it done.
Yeah.
They take it's basically like a little tiny hole puncher, and they punch over top of the hair.
Okay.
And then they just keep doing that all over, and it pops the whole follicle out, and then somebody else is grabbing them from out of the hole as it's going on.
It's unbelievable.
insane.
Are they wearing like
They have the-
binoculars?
Yeah,
Like,
they
So
have
tiny.
Is
they
he
have
like-
the glasses with the zoom, so they're right there.
but is he passing the hair follicle onto another person and then they're
it's
walking over with
it's
the hair
like
follicle?
5 people in
One
like
room.
a row.
Everyone
One
has
at
their
a
own
time.
job.
So
Yeah.
one person's job the entire time is to go boom, 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 and like punch holes all over the head. And the person next to them is grabbing them out of the holes and lining it up on their finger. And they're and just grabbing it like this. Then after they have like their whole finger lined up, they take it and then they set it in like a petri dish. And then somebody runs that petri dish over to somebody that's sitting over there with like a microscope, and they're cutting the hairs. So when they're punching it, they're getting like 4 hairs at a time in the follicle, and then they're slicing them into individual hairs.
Holy shit! How many people are we talking about?
There was like
probably
5 people.
like 5 to 6 people
Are they
in the room.
Oompa Loompas?
No, there's
They got that shit down.
That's
Willy
a funny
Wonka and the
SNL
Hairline
skit.
Factory.
Like Willy Wonka, but hair transplant.
Exactly. Which is crazy because when I was face down in the room, I thought I was up the whole time. Then after waking up, I
Zane,
realized
you
I
were-
was out.
You were
because
snoring so loud.
Heath was in the room for like an hour and a half, and I had no fucking idea.
Oh, you didn't know he was there?
I thought I heard his voice, but still I didn't really understand because I was on Valium. They had me on Valium right
Yeah,
before they
baby.
started. But I thought I was up. It was so interesting. Yo,
That looks like a sushi restaurant.
Oh yeah, it was. It looked like a suit. They had it on like a wood board and everything. But it's so interesting that they're cutting up these hairs.
It's
and
crazy.
each hair is worth $9.
Yeah.
You know, $9 a follicle. That's
up.
it's and they are just plug.
What if one falls on the floor?
Isn't that crazy?
Shit. I'm gonna.
You would think they don't like drop any on the floor. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but they don't. It's like it's
So, and were you sitting? Were you like in like a massage chair thing? Like, did
Yeah.
you have your face?
Yeah.
Did you have an iPad and
so
you're watching?
this whole
Oh
procedure-
my god!
and it's great.
Wow, it looks like a factory, not
I
a
know.
doctor's office.
How to save a life?
I did post this whole process on Snapchat. If you guys are really interested, it's gonna be gone by the time you watch this.
But you'll
Because
have
it's
it on
24
your you'll have it on your
still.
public stories though as like a
Yeah.
highlight, kind of.
Oh,
Right?
I didn't even think about that. Sure, I'll have it on like a public story where you just watch the whole thing and I'll post it. But it's in like 3 phases pretty much. The first phase is they plug from the back of your head, right? Or they shave your head off and then they plug from the back of your head. They have it all lined up, ready to go. And then they sit me up and then they punch all the new holes. Oh my God, I gotta watch out.
Yeah, careful.
They punch all the new holes in my head, which takes forever. And that's when Dr. Zane comes in because that's like the most important part is the punching
Yeah.
exactly where the follicles are gonna go. So that will take like 2.5, 3 hours, right? Because he wants to make it perfect. He has like this pattern he has to like follow to make it look natural. And then after he's done with that,
Oh
then
my
phase
God.
3 is his staff grabs hairs and they're all on each end and they're just pluck, 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 pluck,
So
pluck.
crazy.
That's the back of your head.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that was the front of my head.
That's how
If that was the front of my head, that would look insane. That looks like fake blood though. When you look at
I'm
it.
not gonna Zane, I almost passed out
Really?
when I was watching because they were doing all this and I'm like, okay, I can handle this. A little bit of like blood dripping out. And then you started making a bunch of sounds and then they're like, oh, he can feel it. Because you were knocked out sleeping, but then you'd be like, ah, and you'd make like a ah,
No.
and they're like, oh,
gosh.
oh, he can feel it, and then they'd inject your
No,
head.
I was 100% sleeping at that time.
Right, but your
Yes,
body
but
still
You're-
feels.
You were
your
while
instincts.
sleeping. You were like, ah, and they would be like, okay, he could still feel it.
Wait, did you get video of that?
Not of you scream. I had videos of you snoring, but like every like so often you'd be like, you'd make that sound. So then they'd pump you with more painkillers.
Oh,
So when-
that's crazy.
So when they would do that and they would bring that needle out and they'd shoot you in the back of the head, that's when I was watching, the lady's talking to me, I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, I started getting like this. She's like, if you need to sit down, you can sit down. I'm like, I need to sit down.
as Heath is watching this, he's there mainly because he's getting this in a month. So
Yeah.
he wanted to see what it was like.
I don't think I should have watched it.
What's crazy?
But I think, the thing is, you have to remember, Heath, I don't feel a fucking thing.
No, I know.
What's crazy is this is 100% cosmetic. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
Yeah.
it looks like you're removing a fucking tumor.
like a
It looks like-
life-changing surgery. I
like,
know.
we need to do this for you to stay alive.
It's
But
insane.
You're willingly doing this because
Yeah.
you want to do it.
Like if somebody posted that and was like, pray for Zane, like and showed that, it would look like something like
I think
really
I
intense.
was so cool with this procedure today because last time I was scared for last time because I knew they were cutting my head open. I was like, this is
right.
bad.
It's different.
But now that I knew that they were doing the complete opposite and it's going to be much better, I didn't care what the hell was happening in the back of my head. Pop, 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 pop. They could have.
Zane, you got to do that TikTok trend where it's like the doctors in my hair transplant room. Ding, ding, ding.
That's funny.
That's really good.
The doctors working their ass off to give me the best hairline possible.
But when I I always I hate how expensive shit is. But when I see how long it takes for all of them to do this in all
sense.
12 hours, then it makes sense that okay, yeah, this makes sense that this is expensive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because this is crazy. Because not talking shit about Turkey, right? I'm not but when you see turkey hair transplants, why does it look like there are bugs coming out of their head after they get it done?
It looks scary.
But when I get it done here, I'm gonna show you right now. Clear the camera, baby.
Show
Clear
it.
the camera.
Oh, I don't know if I want to.
It's clean. It's pretty clean.
Clear the camera. But when I did it with Dr. Zering, right? You do it here. You don't see any of that
You can't even from back here. You can't even tell.
It doesn't look like parasites are coming out of your head.
Yeah.
Normally, just type in Google.
It's
hair transplant.
like every dot is raised and it looks like a bubble.
Yeah, it's scary, and that's initially what made me not want to do it because I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm dying for 3 months.
Yeah.
But this is the day after, and it looks
Oh yeah, you look
incredible.
fine.
It's
Do you
weird.
do you need to let it breathe?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
leave
no,
it off.
I do. This does allow me to. This is breathe. This is
Okay.
the way they make this.
Are you
This
supposed
is
to be
honestly just to cover it.
So we're not staring at it.
staring at it exactly. But no, this is allowed. This is breathable.
But you're supposed to stay cool. Are you supposed to be really cool or not?
Yeah,
to
I
sweat?
all right. So things I'm not allowed to do is I can't go to in a sauna. I can't be under the sun for 10 minutes. So if I'm
wow.
under the sun and it's been 10 minutes, that is already too.
You're like an umbrella.
Like Michael Jackson.
No, it's all these rules are insane. I can't drink caffeine for 6 days. I can't drink
No nicotine.
no nicotine. I can't no drinking. Obviously, and I think drinking is actually longer. I can't.
Are you going to
There's
use
really
this?
random
No
things
sex.
I can't do Tylenol or ibuprofen. It's really strange
Probably
things I can't
because
do.
you're on certain medication. You can't mix Tylenol.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Well,
with your
No, there's
It's-
something in
it's-
ibuprofen and
it's
Tylenol. where
no,
it's
no.
not
You can
allowed.
take. You can't take ibuprofen or Advil. You can take acetaminophen.
Yes, acetaminophen,
And
which they
you have
prescribed me.
acetaminophen codeine is what you're on. You're on a prednisone. You're on an antibiotic.
Oh, you feeling real good?
And
No, I actually didn't take. I only took prednisone right now and antibiotic or something, anti-inflammatory antibiotic. So I'm fine.
and take the antibiotics all the way to the end.
Yeah.
That's
It doesn't hurt at all though.
Good.
That's insane.
Which is crazy. And they were actually I went in today because they're giving they have to give me these baths because you cannot scrub or anything. They literally grab a cup of water and they pour it. That's how you're supposed to clean it.
Is it like having like a sunburn and then getting in the shower? Does it feel like that kind of burn sting?
A little bit. It's like a little sting.
Ooh.
It feels sore. It feels like a
Tender.
bunch of holes were punched in your head, and now you're trying to let it heal. But they were telling me that they were so surprised that it wasn't hurting me today. They just didn't understand why.
I'm a little
They
warrior.
did a good job.
No, but no, shit. No, I'm really. I hurt easily. That's the weird thing. I hurt really easily.
Was there at some point where they were going to take hairs from somewhere else and put them on your head?
I did want to get my thigh hairs because it's so nice and thick, but they said that was not a good idea.
Okay.
Well,
Because
it
they
would
started-
only grow
Can
to
you do
that
your
length.
beard?
Yeah. What?
Can you do your beard? That's thick and coarse.
You can
can.
do your beard. You could do your beard. You could do your eyebrows. You could do your.
You know what's really weird? Watching people get a beard transplant that don't have hair here to transfer it, so they take it from their head and it's super straight. It looks almost like
That looks good though, right?
it, almost like a Ken doll
Yeah.
type hair coming out of
I kind of like
They
that.
kind of
It's
cartoony.
really
or
interesting.
Is that not good? It's not a nice thing to look at.
It's
not
just, it's just interesting to see super straight beard hair.
You need a little burl,
Yeah.
kind of some
movement.
gruff.
When I had a big
makes
beard,
sense.
I used to blow dry my beard
Yeah.
to make it a little more straighter, and it looked really nice.
Yeah.
it looked like you were cleaned up a little bit.
It
'Cause
keeps
when
it,
it's
keeps
too
it in
scraggly,
control.
it looks exactly.
Man, a beard transplant. So it's for people who want a beard so badly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ooh, imagine.
What if
them
I got
going
that
to-
done?
There's a lot of people that like are really patchy and like they can never grow a beard, but they really want a beard, so they just go get it. They get more.
I understand it.
That's
I
kinda
get
like
it
with
too.
me.
A beard, I feel like a beard is very important for like a lot of men. Just
I need to
have.
try to like lose a bet. I need to figure out some way to incentivize myself to grow a beard to see how bad it could get or how good it could look.
The thing is, you've had no beard for so long. I don't even think you'd want a beard anymore because it's like you're part of your.
I just
like
don't
me,
think it looks-
I
I
couldn't
don't
get
look-
rid of it because I've had a beard for 15 years of my life where I can't like get rid of it anymore.
Right. I just don't think
part
I
of me.
like would look like I'm doing okay. Like if I just
Something's wrong with it.
something's wrong.
If out
with
of nowhere
me.
you had a beard, people would be like, "Oh, something is up with Matt. I think he's going through something."
I do want to see you with
absolutely.
a beard to see how older you would look.
Oh yeah, probably.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can't picture it.
I can't
like just
picture
how
it
we
either.
casually have like facial hair.
Yeah. I just can't picture on Matt's head, Matt's face.
So
Would love
now that
to
we got the
see.
hair transplant done, anything else you want to get done?
No, that's it. The hair transplant is the only thing that I would cosmetically, I feel like.
Oh,
ever
they
get done.
told me I could do it in my eyebrows. They said they'll do it while I'm asleep.
See, but eyebrows, even if you suddenly did your eyebrows, or even if you darken them up, everybody would like.
Well, I
would
think
be
it all
weird for
depends
people to
on.
get
Well,
you.
Scott did it. Scott, like, remember he dyed his eyebrows and it looked good. Remember we
Yeah.
saw him one day. We're like, you look better. What happened?
But Scott changes up his hairstyle a lot. He changes up the color. Like he's like a Todd. Where like you wouldn't even notice if
Like,
they get a
ever
haircut
changing,
done.
like-
Scott's hair could be pink. I wouldn't be like, oh, you dyed your hair pink.
Yeah,
he's
it's
always
just- it's
switching
just
it
pink,
up.
yeah.
But
I need
go
to
on,
stop
sorry, I didn't
tapping
mean-
my head.
But
I'm
what-
just,
You're getting the same
probably
thing he
itches.
got, or
Yeah,
you getting
same
anything
thing.
with the same guy?
yeah.
yeah.
How are you feeling, Mariah, about it? Are you nervous?
No,
No.
he's definitely more nervous than me.
Did-
I'm
did
excited
she-
because he's gonna have to lean on me and rely on me to take care of him, and I have to be up his ass 24/7.
Did she come in and see mine?
No. It
Oh,
was
you
just me
would have
and
hated
Jordan.
it. Would you actually?
No,
you would have
I'm
liked it.
good with it. He's queasy.
You like horror movies? I
I
forget.
love horror. Yeah, I love blood.
Mariah, you'd be like,
I'd be like, can I try one?
When,
Oh,
wait, when
yeah.
are you getting
When
yours
one-
done?
January 13th.
January 13th.
And you know what I just realized? It's on Friday the 13th.
oh,
They told me that while I was there watching you, and they're
Oh,
like, "Oh,
wait.
you're Friday the 13th," and I was like, "No, it's not." And I checked, and sure enough,
But sometimes it's like good
Break
luck.
the stereotype.
and I was like, "No wonder that day was."
that's
open.
why it was available. I didn't even know that.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, SeatGeek.
If you don't already know, SeatGeek is a ticketing app that makes buying tickets to live events super simple. We've got the app on our phones, and it's by far the best way to buy tickets.
Whether it's concerts, baseball, football, festivals, or more, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying super simple.
SeatGeek looked at the data, and it turns out our viewers love Bad Bunny, Steve Lacy, Harry Styles, and Kendrick Lamar, all of which are on tour right now.
And SeatGeek wants to make sure you're getting a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for green dots. Green means it's a good deal, and red dots mean it's not the best deal.
We actually just used SeatGeek to watch the 1975 at the Kia Forum. It was an amazing time, and SeatGeek, of course, brought in the best possible price to our table.
And don't worry, we've got you hooked up. You can use code UNFILTERED for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek.
Again, that's $20 off your first purchase with promo code UNFILTERED. Make sure to click the link in our description to download the app today.
Again, that's code UNFILTERED for $20 off your first SeatGeek order.
Thank you so much, SeatGeek, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you.
Patricia and I are getting. Oh wait, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Oh, just say
You can't do that.
I don't want to say the date.
Can't do that.
Sorry.
You're getting a baby?
No, we're getting married. I don't know.
Well, that's
Sorry.
good.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I get it.
yeah. Anyways, Friday the 13th. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
good.
Sometimes it's like good luck.
But yeah, I think they're going to throw a couple in my...
The thing is, they told him if you do your eyebrows, they're gonna
it's going to
grow,
grow
like,
my
hair.
normal... So it'll just continue to grow.
So you have
Wait,
to.
so
You're gonna,
Yeah.
look, you're gonna look like
So-
Hunger Games.
So
Yeah.
I could have technically grow my eyebrows out to
Wait, would you do that though?
like ears. Imagine.
Would you do that?
Probably
That'd be
not.
sick. I mean, just let it grow one day and just I don't know, play with it. Do a little like a bow tie.
I do
on
it. Yeah, I do it like a mustache.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
when they
you
like
That'd
twist
be
it up.
sick. If I were you, I would like at least once just to see what it looks like and let people react to it. Like go out to a restaurant and you're just like, yeah, once yeah, and just like get it out of your way and just have a conversation.
I'm like blowing it up.
Have you seen that girl on TikTok who has collected her hairs from like her shower?
Yes.
And
She
now
keeps them on
it's
like
been
that
like
piece of
3
tape.
years.
She has a
and
whole
it's-
wig.
Is it a whole wig
It's
now?
pretty much a whole wig.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's pretty much a whole ponytail of like.
You can donate it. for sure.
That's insane to me. That like, like that much hair you lose.
But does hair? What's crazy to me? Hair doesn't die, right? Does
Hair
it?
is dead.
Oh, because it's dead skin cells. But it's just wild that like once
you
the
can
hair's
just keep it?
removed, but you can keep it and put it on a wig and still rock the hair.
Yeah.
You know, like the hair itself doesn't fizzle. away.
Actual hair is dead cells?
Well, you shed dead skin. It's a combination of like.
I didn't know that.
You know what's really weird? The place my parents got their dog from, the dog breeder. She would brush all the dogs
Stop.
and she would save all the fur
And do
and turn
what?
it into stuff. And she would have like beanies and like sweaters out of the hair.
It's gotta be stank.
It's insane.
It's gotta be stinky though. There's no way. Like, how do you even make that smell good?
I mean, it just probably just smells like puppy.
What
That's
is
like
that?
Cruella DeVille shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's
or
weird.
It's repurposing.
Yeah, maybe it's like Amish and
we shed
Amish.
sheep. We shed sheep to make cotton. Or no, or wool.
Everybody in the comment.
Sheep to make cotton. That's true.
Yeah, that's weird.
What'd you do the past week?
What did I do? Oh, I got up at 7 a.m. to watch the World Cup.
You did?
Yeah,
I'm surprised you got up that early to
Are
watch
we
it.
doing good? Is USA doing all right?
we're
I have no
out.
fucking idea.
Oh, dang it.
We lost to the Netherlands. But I watched it at a golf course with like a couple of friends. I had a bunch of friends who were in town, and I figured, hey, well, if they're in town, they're going to get up at 7 a.m. Why not just go? And I drank the whole day from 7 a.m.
Good for
till
you,
2 in
as
the
you
morning.
should, baby.
Whoa.
I know. And I didn't even like pass out once.
That's good.
And I didn't hit any nicotine, nothing.
Very good, man. We're all so proud of you.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. But
Have you been craving it still? Like today, did you crave it 1 second?
not once today.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Are you going to
Once
use this
today.
week of not doing it to help
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to help because even yesterday, that whole day, I didn't crave it really.
Good.
Like doing the surgery. So I think I can do it, but I don't think it's that first day that's the hardest, right? It's like that.
No, it's 5, 6. If day
Yeah.
5 and 6 are the hardest, and then day 14, it's like
That's what you see. That's why it's hard. Like when that first day when I was getting to, I'm like, this isn't going to be hard at all. And then I realized that Matt told me, oh, it's not the first day.
no, you've seen
or
me
the
at my
second.
manic state. but it's like a funny manic state because like I had to be crazy to like allow myself to like accept the hilarity of
Yeah.
like I'm craving this and it's so silly.
And part of his manic makes me feel bad that I still do it. I kind of like it. It's fun.
no, by all means, go ahead, but I'm gonna hold you accountable at least till day 5 until whenever you can do it again. But
He's
I
just
say,
like, no, just kill yourself slowly. Just kill yourself slowly.
I think he gets you get your rocks off or whatever they call it. You
a
like
little
watching
bit.
him do it.
I don't know. It used to be really triggering for me. Now it kind of doesn't phase me. And
It's
I'm
kind of
more-
like a
I'm more-
competition. Like you're going to survive longer than I am.
You're more like looking at him like I'm better than you.
yeah.
I'm more disgusted by it.
I mean, I guess if that helps you feel like to not smoke again, by all means, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
But don't like say it out loud to me. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not going to
Never.
make you go live your best life.
There
I
you
don't
go,
care.
baby.
I really don't care. Anybody is entitled to go living their best life.
And we did live our best life in Arizona last weekend.
Oh, you had a day
We-
of drinking. We had 6 in a row.
I kinda
we
wish I
went. Dude, we went.
It was a
we
lot.
really let ourselves go. We really did.
We are too old for the weekend. That we
Mariah let herself go too. She was drinking these whipped fucking cans. Where are they? They're right here.
had. The whipped cream.
That
Oh,
bitch was
Cardi B's whip
That
shots.
bitch was soaking in them whip shots by Cardi B for 4 days straight.
were you bringing them into like the
Yeah.
club?
It's her new favorite thing to drink now.
Wait, do you
a
now,
shot.
Mariah? Is your strategy to put it on top of a drink, or you just shoot it in your
Just
mouth?
right in
she
the
mouth.
shoots it.
Can you get?
Have
like,
you tried it?
We tried it last episode, but not on camera. I think.
And she was like, it was weird. The way she was excited to drink those was like me with tequila. Like
Yeah.
it was really weird. Like I never saw this side of Mariah before.
Okay, but is one like? Is that one shot?
No, it's actually
I
not the
don't know.
It
best.
doesn't,
Like you have
it
to.
doesn't really do much.
It's still alcohol in there.
Actually, once everybody saw that we had them, everybody else took them. I only think I had maybe 4 the whole weekend. 4 because once I saw people that we were around that I didn't know starting to do it from the same can, I'm like,
Oh, Matt Warren loved it, huh? He was sucking them bitches.
Yeah,
yeah, he was one of them.
He has a sweet tooth, I
Ate the
think.
whole
He has a
thing.
problem
Who?
like me.
Wait, who?
I've noticed he has a lot of same
Matt from
problems
Happy
as I do.
Oh,
Like with him with the puff, him with the like whipped cream. Like I think he has issues he needs to figure out, and I'll help him through it because I have the same issues.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
have to ask a question. I want to get more into Scottsdale and Arizona and stuff.
Yeah.
With people who take whippets, how do you get to the point where you're getting high off these.
I
That
don't think you
you
get
do-
high off whipped cream.
Those
cans.
you do it
You have to
not
wait till it's
upside
empty.
down. You do it straight up, so the stuff doesn't come out and you huff the gas.
Wait, that actually works on regular whipped cream?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Doesn't
thought
it?
you
I
needed
don't-
like the
I don't-
actual machine.
I don't know the recipe. And I don't know how to do it.
I'm just saying. Okay, because like
Wait, really? Like
you can
actually?
do whippets with
Yeah,
these.
because it's like
the nitrous.
the
right?
nitrous gas inside that makes it like
But you
froth up
shouldn't
or
do
whatever.
that. Don't do that. Maybe we should cut all that out.
No,
Like,
I mean,
if you
a lot of people fucking know that. I feel like no, I mean, don't do that. But I'm just surprised that it works off of those like cans like that. I thought you needed a special can like the whippet cans.
Gotcha.
that those-
Okay. No. I'm not in the mood. It's a Wednesday.
I am.
So no, you just had hair transplant
Oh yeah,
surgery.
I can't.
We got to be on top of this, guys.
And I am. I lose it in a fucking second.
Okay, you guys went to Arizona. Y'all went to Scottsdale, right?
Yeah.
Which is right outside.
We
of
flew into Phoenix, and then we stayed in Tempe.
I didn't.
And,
okay,
yeah,
which
we
is
went
where
to-
ASU is.
Well, we stayed
Yeah.
in Paradise Valley. We went to Tempe for the happy hour meetup at the Total Wine. And then we kind of like bounced all over the place.
And I will say, Arizona is so underrated.
Stunning.
Yeah.
It's
Stunning.
amazing.
it's gorgeous.
For-
Yeah.
We were on Zillow all weekend. I was
yeah.
picking out my house.
It felt like Florida and LA in one spot.
The weather though, was it pretty moderate because it's December?
Well, it was-
in
it was like the
Arizona?
because- yeah.
because it gets hot out
The
there.
2 days we
Yeah.
were there, it was like raining, which was kind of annoying. And everybody was apologizing to us. They'd come up and be like, I'm so sorry you guys are in town right now and you have to deal with the rain. It never rains here. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh, that's all right. We still had fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I loved it there.
And okay, so y'all had like a meetup.
Yeah,
And then
thank you
y'all-
to everybody who came out and
Yeah, that was a
saw
lot
us.
of fun.
Really
Love seeing you
appreciate
guys.
that. It was a really good time.
Y'all look crazy.
Yeah, we did. And we I think
Yeah.
like half the time we were just going into different like bars and clubs just to like check out happy hour that we just
We actually got
into.
it into a bunch of different bars and clubs out there, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh, dope.
Really fun.
Wait, were you guys like going in and like making them sign
So,
a contract and like?
They had already
No.
worked everything into getting it in the bar, but we just went there to basically like show face, thank them, and then we would buy a round of happy hour for every bar that was selling it. So we would just go in and just buy a bunch of happy hours and like give it out or whatever.
Whoa.
Or sometimes we would like just make sure everything was good. Like we would be looking at the menu, be like, "Can we get happy hour higher on the menu?"
Right,
like just
right.
really.
Charlie
straight
came with the
business.
buckets. She was like, and make sure you use these buckets. So she was just giving free
Yeah.
merchandise just to replace.
Did y'all
the other
have
shit
did
that
y'all
they
have
had.
like a huge truck behind you guys carrying all the happy hour?
No,
Like-
they already had them.
They
in the
already
bars.
did the shipments and deliveries to get it into
Okay.
the bars and
But
restaurants.
a lot of the bars, it was their first day holding happy hour.
Yeah.
So we would just go around and they would go up and be like, "We want to buy happy hours for everyone here."
Shit.
Yeah.
But
And
they
you-
all were really
Did y'all
cool
go party
bars.
down in Tempe with the ASU students and stuff?
we
I think
went down
one
to-
night
we
we
went
did.
to Old Town a few times.
Yeah.
And then we went to the I forget what it was called, but it was like downtown for First Friday. So I guess like the first Friday of every month, they
Yeah.
do like this whole like block party thing with like vendors selling merchandise.
It was like the Melrose Trading Post meets Vegas.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
good.
That was a really good description of what that was. And then that was pretty much the whole week. I'm trying to remember very specific moments that happened in Arizona. I just feel like it was all a blur at this point. Oh, we all got tattoos.
Those were real?
Yeah,
Who got the happy hour tattoo? Well, hold on. I know Mariah got a tattoo. Did you get one?
I got one. I got a happy hour tattoo right here.
Show me. Take your pants off. Mariah, is this okay? Hold on. Oh my gosh.
it looks really
it looks
good.
gorgeous.
That is nice.
I think once I like cover this up with Game of Thrones,
Is that number one show stuff?
I'm gonna morph it into this.
I think you should add on to it. Get like a palm
Can.
tree around it.
I get a can.
A full can.
That's all I want. When
I
it comes to
can
happy hour,
look
that's all I
cute.
want. I don't want it to look like a brand, like a fucking brand.
Do you know how people-
I want it to look more like authentic.
You know how people we hang around, they're very impulsive, and someone says one thing and you got to run with it, especially if you're
Yeah.
drinking and having a good time. We were at one of the bars and somebody said, "I'll get a happy hour tattoo." And then everybody was on board. We'll do it to each other. I know a tattoo artist. They made the call.
They were trying to get the tattoo artist to come into the club to do it.
Yeah.
And he was down.
And-
we were like, no,
Yeah.
it's good. People just like bump it.
Arizona people are fun. And the house that we were staying at, we went back for like the after party. It was just us. And then we had one of the photographers brought the tattoo artist. I looked at his Instagram. I was like, oh, he's actually really good. Like he's legit. And Zane ended up tattooing somebody happy hour on somebody first.
Oh, and I was like drunk.
Whoa.
Zane.
Yeah.
Was that the first time
Matt.
you've ever held
Yeah.
a tattoo gun?
Yeah, I know. I
You would not believe how good this thing looked.
Zane did a really good job.
couldn't believe it.
You did the whole tattoo?
I did the whole tattoo.
start to
so
finish.
he did one outline of like half the R just to show me how the gun worked because I've never used a gun before, and then I did the rest.
But what about like, don't you have to like have a certain type of pressure?
He did it.
Yeah, I did.
You
It's
kept
his thing.
steady.
Oh wait, did you see the picture?
Yeah, I mean, I saw videos and clips of it, and I go, Zane, there's no needle in that. He's just like going
No,
up.
it
No,
was
he
to
did
it.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I-
It took him like an hour.
It took me a long
Because
time.
you know he's also a perfectionist.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
mine took like
And
what
he didn't
20
talk.
minutes,
6 minutes.
and his
Yeah.
took like an hour
Yeah.
and 20. The one I did to
Actually,
him.
yours took like 15 because we timed it.
Oh, mine was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He finished the outline in 7 minutes.
Here, did you see the two tattoos next to each other?
No.
All right, let me
So
show you real
good.
quick. It was. I was looking at it like I bought a new car for like an hour and a half.
Good job.
I just kept
He
looking
didn't
at
talk
it.
the entire time. People were trying to talk to him, and he was
Oh,
just
in that kind
tons
of Zane mode?
focused.
Yeah. You're not going to buy a tattoo gun now, though.
When you look at the one next to mine, it's like, but
No, I
Wait,
think
who did you do this on?
this guy we met.
Wow.
isn't that so good?
Wow.
What's that say?
Hoppy Four? Hoppy Four?
I will say I did the Y on Zane.
Oh yeah, she did. She did like the half
Half
the
a
Y.
Y.
Hell no. I mean, no, that looks great. I'm just like, wow, the trust.
Oh no, I was really scared to do it, but he also wanted me to do it, so I was like, fuck, I have to do it.
He did really good.
What did you get?
I even told Zane, I was like, he was doing really well, and I was like, Zane, do you like it? And he goes, and the guy was like, it's boring, right? And Zane was like, I would never do this again. He was
Never
so
do a
bored.
tattoo
He
again.
was so good at it, but he was so bored.
I couldn't do it again.
Is it like that meticulous? Like, I've seen sometimes like up
Yeah,
close
because it's like
videos.
it's not paper, it's skin, so it's like a completely
and
different.
You're
then
having to
plus,
go in each
plus the
pore,
needle
right?
is vibrating so fast, you can't tell where the actual tip is because it's like,
Yeah, you can't-
It's like this.
But
what about-
once you make a line, you're like, oh, that's not where I want
Right,
the line to
right,
be.
right.
But
Yeah.
I would feel like if something was you feel the vibration in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Don't you kind of lose sensation? Like, have you ever been like
Oh,
on something
yeah.
vibrating and you don't feel
It's
your?
not that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
Okay.
And when you're pressing on it, like you kind of lose, like the pressure is going more into like the
yeah.
needle. Than
I have so
your
much
hands.
respect for people who do tattoos.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Like it-
Especially 6-hour sessions.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, Rocket Money.
Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions, when the actual total is closer to $200 plus.
That's right, you could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on a subscription you didn't even know about.
The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know that you're even paying for.
You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel and Rocket Money takes care of the rest.
So guys, make sure to cancel unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/unfiltered. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/unfiltered.
Thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast, Rocket Money. We love you.
I was at a party one time and a guy brought a tattoo gun and was just like trying to be like so cool. He brought a tattoo gun and his buddy was like, all right, give me a tattoo. And you could tell this dude had not been doing tattoos for that long.
Oh man.
And he started, I forget what it was, but it was like some word or some phrase, or he was trying to make some motto, like, you know, live life hard, something like that. And he starts with like the L, and the L is huge, like big, thick, big black bubble letter. And I'm going by and I'm like, that is a big L. And I go, they got a lot more they got to fit on that arm. And the dude who's getting the tattoo is like smoking a cigarette. We were at Nick Vial's house. And I kept going by and I'm like, this is not turning out well. And y'all, they got to the second letter and the dude was
Oh,
like,
no.
yo, stop. Stop.
Really?
He goes, that looks really bad, right? And everyone at the party was like, I mean, it doesn't make sense how you're gonna make it
no.
add up. And he got like, and the dude who was giving
What was he trying to get?
it was
Some sort of phrase.
some phrase.
But it was just too big.
It's like
He
writing.
started too big.
It's like writing a happy birthday sign. You never fit. The H is always the biggest, and then it gets smaller and smaller because you can't squeeze it.
He should have started out with a stencil, something, or like, you know how like
Yeah, you trace
You're
it on
supposed
first.
to trace it and then you
he
put it on.
free-handed the whole thing.
three-handed it.
Oh,
And-
no.
And, I
Wow.
still think about that fucking guy and where he is. And I think I've asked a few friends, I'm like, how's that one guy who was at the party and got that tattoo that didn't turn out well? What does his arm look like? It looked like something where you would have to get it removed, or you got to get creative on trying to make that work.
I watched.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
so bad.
That's fucked.
I wish I took pictures of it, but it was like almost like it wasn't funny at the point where
Yeah.
you wanted to go up.
No, you wouldn't want
It's like making fun at that point. But I watched one of my friends get a tattoo out here on like Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it was clearly the guy's first time like doing a tattoo. It was really bad, but it was one of those, people do like the bands around the arm.
Yeah.
It was like
Yes.
that. So it was like a thicker one and then like a smaller one. Zane,
Wait,
the thickness of the band going around was like this. Like that. And he was freehanding it also, but basically it wasn't connecting, like lining up. Like the loop was going like this. And then he had to go.
oh, it's like cutting an avocado.
Yeah,
and
he
you're a little
had to
bit
like
off at the
get
end.
it to connect, and he was like, "Dude, it was the worst thing I've
How
ever
are they
seen."
not fucking putting a stencil out
Yeah,
before?
what?
It's insane.
So bad, like really, really bad.
Hell no. That's the shit. And that's what sucks is because you're under the needle,
And-
you've agreed to this, and then a person is fucking it up. Like,
There's nothing funnier than watching somebody get a bad too, but them trying to say out loud that it's good. Like, there's no.
Oh,
Because there's nothing you can
No,
do
no, the
about
person,
it.
like, it's hard to sit there and be like, fuck, this looks really bad. But like, watching somebody sit there and try to be excited about a tattoo that
'Cause you
they
can't
know
do anything
deep
about
down
it.
is bad, so they're trying to convince themselves
and
that
they're looking at everyone else, right, guys? That looks pretty sick.
it looks good, right? What do you
but
think?
It's stretched, but when I bend my arm, it'll form like better.
Yeah.
Like, it looks better if you.
It's the way I'm holding it out.
What did you get?
Oh, I'll show you.
Show your tats.
I'll show. Relax.
Oh, it's cute. It's so cute. It's a little cherry.
Yep.
You want to show the camera?
Matt, it's an apple.
Right, tell them why you got cherries.
Cherry soda?
Ask her mom.
Oh yeah, Shirley Temples.
Shirley Temple. Sorry, you did something on your Instagram where you said that, or
Shirley
was it Snapchat?
Temples, yeah.
Shirley Temples.
I think
like
it makes
that.
sense. You drink it every fucking day.
Mariah's mother hasn't talked to her in 3 days.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
I sent her the picture of the tattoo. She hasn't said anything. I told Heath, I was like, I bet she's gonna think it's something sexual because back in her day, all the whores would get cherries, and it's something sexy. And she's probably pissed at me.
Girls
She's like,
used to
I
get-
want. She's like, I want to cross.
Here.
Pubes,
What?
right? Wasn't that a
They used to
thing?
get- no.
Or they get strawberries, or like I'm pretty sure there was like pubic hair.
Sweet.
I thought that was like a thing in like the 80s or whatever. You would get like if you ever got wax or something, you'd get like
A cherry.
No, I don't know.
maybe I'm totally wrong on that. Google it, and if that's not a thing, then cut it
We
out.
will.
Okay, but go on. Okay, so your mom's not talking to you.
Well, Tina, it's not sexual or religious. It's Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple, the drink, and then I used to watch Shirley Temple with my grandma growing up.
And
So I
all
feel like-
crackers and
Well,
my soup.
I
monkeys and
told Heath, I was like,
rabbits.
should I get a bowl of soup and a little animal cracker
Oh, that's cute.
That's a lot more work
My
than
other
just 2
elbow.
cherries.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you could do it like kind of like symbolism to that instead of like a bowl of
Yeah,
soup.
what type of soup would it be? Like a
Animal
tomato
crackers.
soup?
A tomato soup. But would you make the tomato soup red?
Did
No, I
people
would do
put
no- I would do
animal
all black.
crackers?
Shirley,
in their-
Shirley
in their
Temple
soup?
sure did.
Animal crackers are a little too sweet to put in soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is way too sweet. No, I thought they put. Oh wait, animal crackers. They probably made like saltines. Like
What's those like octagon crackers?
Oh, like the
Oh,
oyster.
the oyster
Yo.
crackers. Those are
Oyster
good.
crackers?
Ooh, get that in some clam chowder.
Yo.
Why do they
Like-
call those oyster crackers?
I don't know.
Because I think they usually are paired with like
Oysters.
seafood. Yeah.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, Next Evo.
The holidays aren't all sleigh bells and mistletoe. They're also airports, shopping malls, and dining tables crowded with people. Some you're glad to only see once a year.
So give yourself the ultimate gift of a stress-free holiday with Next Evo Naturals. They're fast-absorbing CBD products.
And Next Evo Stress CBD Complex gummies are clinically proven to have 4 times better absorption than standard CBD. No other CBD brand can promise that.
And Next Evo uses a a smart sorb technology which delivers CBD to your system in as little as 10 minutes, unlike a lot of other CBD brands.
And regular CBD oil works more slowly because of how our bodies process oil-based ingredients compared to water-soluble supplements.
And it's scientifically formulated to deliver more CBD fast, the only brand clinically proven to deliver 30 times better absorption in the first 30 minutes.
So help fight the holiday stress with Next Evo Natural Stress CBD Complex Gummies featuring ashwagandha, clinically proven to reduce stress by 70%.
So get smarter CBD from Next Evo Naturals and get up to 25% off subscription orders of $40 or more at nextevo.com/podcast and use promo code UNFILTERED.
Again, that's nextevo.com/podcast, promo code UNFILTERED.
Thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast, Next Evo. We love you.
Thank you.
What's your favorite cracker?
The circus animal crackers.
Oh,
Are those
The- the
that's
per-
a
the-
cookie.
yeah,
that's a dessert.
The purple and white ones. Oh my god.
The frosted
cookies?
animal cookies.
Zane, what was that almond brand that just sent us the flavored almonds, or they sent me some? They had one that was
Skinny
circus
dips?
and skinny dip.
They make circles animals.
It's basically they taste just like the circus animal cookies.
Okay.
but they're dipped. They're almonds.
Oh my
So,
god.
you-
so good.
Did your
Or
parents-
cashews? Sorry.
Did your parents ever buy you the wrong animal cracker? Like, you know how usually the frosted one with like the sprinkles are like the ones, but then they had the one that was really close to it that was like iced.
That's the one I'm talking about.
No. Jordan, type in iced animal crackers. It was like a kind of like a hard kind of.
Yes.
I can't
Is
even,
it see-through?
My
The
grandparents
icing?
used to have this.
it
stuff.
was
it, like,
still
see-through?
still pink, but it was different. Like, so those are the traditional ones, but then sometimes
Those
they
are
would.
the
Oh,
ones
those
are
are
good.
delicious.
Okay,
Wait, but
to
those-
the left. That yes. That's it.
Ew.
They weren't the
Ew,
right
ew.
one, but sometimes those
Oh,
hit.
no.
You said
Oh,
sometimes?
no.
They're like not fully covered. They're like
That's
half-assed.
Nah, they're like mustachios. Sometimes it's good, and
That's
sometimes you just get a
bad.
Sometimes you get
bad-
that hard one.
just
I
get
saw this
bad
video that I
cook.
didn't know was a universal experience, but they said when you grow up in a ingredients household, and it was these kids in the pantry, and they're like, when they have a sweet tooth, they can only get like the mini bag
morsels.
of chocolate chips. And you would just take a ham. I don't know if anybody
right.
can relate to
Yeah.
that, but that
My
was
mom.
Yeah, I grew up in an ingredients household,
Yeah.
and like we would either have Ovaltine or we would have the chocolate. We would
Just-
just the chocolate chips
Yep.
because there would be no junk.
That's really funny. Ingredients household.
But then there's like two different types of just standard animal crackers. They're the ones that come in the big tub, the big jar.
the one that's like lined up. It's like red and
Yes.
gold, right? That's
Which
like
really weren't that good, but when you were in school and you got those,
Ooh,
they
that-
tasted.
Yeah.
And then there were the kind that were in the,
The red
little
box.
the little
Yeah.
box
Yeah.
that had a
Circus
little
box.
rope.
The string,
Yeah,
the yellow and white.
It's like ginger ale on a plane.
Well, those were
Yeah, yeah,
circus
yeah.
animals. These were animal
Yes.
crackers because they were all
Oh,
going to
yeah.
a circus.
Yes. Okay. I remember the ones in the jar.
Well, I want
Mariah,
to just open that and
I can't
smell
believe
it.
you got a bucket of cheese balls in Arizona.
For the meetup, we were at the liquor store, and me and Charlie immediately like zoned in on these cheese balls, the bucket of cheese balls, and like she's the only other person I know that can just slam those back with me. And she goes, "Let's just get them." I'm like, "All right." And I grab them, and she starts opening it, and then we just put it behind the counter, and we're eating it, and then we just left.
Oh no, she ended up paying for it
Oh,
afterwards.
she did. I was like, "Oh no, I
'Cause
forgot."
She bought a couple packs of happy hour to bring home,
Oh,
and then she
right,
scanned
the damaged ones.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I love me some
But yeah,
cheese
I'm surprised
balls.
you don't like Cheeto Puffs better.
cheese balls.
I cannot.
I
it's
feel like
just
cheese
the
balls don't
stuck-
taste.
the stuck in your teeth. I can't do the goop.
Well, that you,
Well, that's why you gotta.
And sometimes they kind of hurt your tongue. Like it depends on how.
Oh,
good the
they
fluff
hurt
is.
your throat and
Yeah.
tongue when you eat a lot of those. I think it's like almost like pepper. Like you feel like this sense of pepper in your throat where it's like, I can't breathe.
you gotta
can't
do
get it
the
out.
half bite to where you don't like squish it down in your teeth. You go. And you like work your way around it until it gets smaller.
I eat
you know what
slow
I'm talking about?
too, so I don't get that
You
feeling.
do the half bite.
Why didn't you get a tattoo?
Why didn't I?
Yeah, they both got tattoos
I
on the
fell
strip.
asleep.
He was. I couldn't believe it. He wasn't out there. But were you scared to get? I feel like you were way too scared to get.
No, I would have
one.
done it. I fell asleep, and honestly, I just like wasn't feeling good that night. We started drinking at like noon.
Yeah.
And bounced around,
Oh,
and
I
we had a
forgot
full
that
day.
was
a
the
long
day I didn't eat at the first spot, and I was like,
That'll do
I was
ya.
like, we're probably gonna go somewhere after this, and they had like these giant like wet burritos that were really good, and I took like a bite, and I was like, that is way too heavy right now. Let me wait. And then next thing I knew, it was like 7 o'clock and we're in the club still. And I'm just like, I need food. So we ordered like a pizza in the club. And then we were just like eating pizza. And then like after that we left and I just like went home and I was like,
It is wild, like waking up hungover and knowing you have to do another full day of just crazy antics.
I love that
And you
shit.
almost start to forget like what day it is.
Yeah,
It's the
it blends.
weirdest thing.
Or when
is
you're on that flight home after a whole bender of a weekend, you're like, what did I do?
Yeah.
And
And
no memory.
You guys were getting fucked up in the back of the plane on the way home. Scott had like 4 glasses of
oh,
wine.
no. Okay. No, I wasn't getting messed up, right? I was sober. I was feeling like shit. And then I went back because I was bored. I went back next to them and Scott had like 3 cups of wine and Todd had 2. I was like, oh, y'all getting crazy back here, huh? And then I'm sitting there, I'm like listening. I hear them both laughing, having a great time. Had a little foam and I was just like, let me get a cup of wine, please. And that lady, she was so charged. She's like, you want a cup of wine too? It was almost like she wanted to be a part of the shit that was happening.
It was the fun flight.
Yeah,
but
it was a lot
I
of
fell
fun.
asleep on the plane home and I woke up and I looked back at Scott and he was like, I was like, oh my God, they're still going.
Yeah, I could not
Still
believe
going.
that. Zane's TikTok of me that ended up doing really well.
Oh my God, did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that did so well for me.
We both had the mindset that this is gonna get deleted immediately.
You know those
It's the
like
one where you're
drunk,
drinking the
those
espresso?
Yeah, and guess what?
drunk ideas. You just
I
posted.
fake sipped the drink. All right.
You're right.
I knew you were fake sipping.
I think a lot of people know that the only people that didn't know are the people that don't know you.
No,
the
people were
people
so.
that know you-
The top comments were like, "Why was she sober for so long? Like, I can't believe she broke it." I'm like, "There's no reason. I just like don't enjoy it."
What was the moment? Like, no, that was all so interesting because
Yeah.
you dancing, that was all like all that happened before, and then and then out of nowhere, the margarita, the espresso martini came in, and you just took a sip, and I thought it was like really, I don't know, I forget how that happened, but we just put it together.
Oh yeah,
We're
you
like,
busted.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
together.
yeah.
Y'all like
let's make it look like you got drunk. and
Yeah.
Y'all
shit.
should have
Let's-
escalated. Y'all should have got cops.
I know.
and just like
yeah.
busted. Like far away, Mariah's just like on the hood of a car.
Yeah, we
She's
could have
just
went
getting
further.
pushed in the back, but it's like far away.
It's fun. It's fun putting those pieces together and like creating art.
Concocting in peace, a masterpiece.
We did see when we were at the bar, we were at the club. We look outside in the street, and there's like 10 cop cars, and they're all pointing their guns at somebody. Remember?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Wait, guns drawn.
guns drawn, and we were like,
Now in Arizona, the bars and clubs in Old Town are all like connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You just go right through the wall, and they're all open because it gets so hot there. Like there's no walls; it's just everything's open. So it was just open like this, and then the guy was in the street right there. Like nobody was safe. All the bartenders were like, "What do we do?"
And it's also really strict out there too. Like you can't be too drunk
get
out there.
arrested for everything.
Get arrested for that.
You get arrested for being too drunk, peeing in the alley.
A lot of bars get you know how a lot of bars like you get away with being there underage. Like
Yeah.
But in Arizona,
No,
no
they're so
fucking
strict. Yeah.
tolerance for that shit.
My
They're-
parents were like in Arizona one time with one of my cousins, and my cousin was underage and they kicked him out or something.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
This one girl we were with, I'm not going to say, before she was 21, she got her fake taken away and they put her in jail. Like
That's
they
insane.
didn't just take it away and make her go home. Like they handcuffed her and put her in
Did she
jail.
get charged with a felony? Isn't a fake ID a felony?
Yeah, right?
I think
Fraud.
It depends if
Depends
it's
on the
your,
ID.
Yeah, it depends if it's your picture or if you have somebody else's ID. That's really bad.
somebody else's ID is
Identity
worse.
theft.
Yeah.
When
See, that's wild. I feel like if it was someone else's, I think having
using somebody else's identity, I think that's worse.
yes, but like it's a legitimate thing. You created a fake government document.
I know, I
One
think
is a real
it's
document,
crazy.
but you could claim in court I had it as my friend's thing and I accidentally gave it to the cop.
I think they look more further into it. Like if you, like you have this person, like you're almost taking their identity and you're pretty much doing whatever you want with it. I think that when you look at it in that sense of like a
Yes.
bigger scale, that's worse than you just
Because if
having
you do
this
something
fake
bad,
ID.
that's on that.
Exactly.
That's why in college though I was too scared to have my face on a fake ID. I'd rather have someone else's ID because someone's sitting there looking at cards. They know how to spot a fake. It's better just to have a real ID because
Right,
they're like,
yeah.
this is real, you're good, rather than being like, up.
Hold on.
What is this? Nothing worse than that feeling.
Yeah.
Even when I still give my ID to this day, I'm 30 years old. I still think I'm going to get busted.
Yeah.
I can't look them in the eye. I'm like,
And the face that I give
You're
is
trying too hard to be casual. It's like, no, you're good. You're 10 years.
the face that I give is like almost like I'm faking it every single time. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, I look at him. I'm like, I'm trying to be as confident as possible that this is a real idea.
I don't know what to do with mine because I still have my long hair in mine, and the edges are like rolled up and starting to like tuck into itself.
that
And
looks
every
like
time
you're
I
on the
give
run.
it, they always do the look up at me, and I'm just like this.
Just what? Can't you just
Like I don't know what face to make. Just
Yours expires next year.
you know.
Can't you just order it online? Like, can't you just order online now when your ID expires?
Yeah, you can, but mine the picture is up.
Oh, the picture is expired.
Like I would be due for.
I think
take a
go
new
back.
picture. Yeah.
Todd's picture is about maybe I think it expired already. Todd's picture. He was like
like
fucking
15.
He was like 16, 15 in his
Todd looks
fucking
10.
ID.
got his permit done. Yeah.
That was his permit. 100%
Like,
his permit
yeah.
ID he still uses.
If a bouncer is like not paying attention, they're like, whoa. Which one of this is you? Speaking of legalities, this might not even be that interesting, but I think it's interesting. I don't want to say the name of this business because I love the business so much.
Okay.
And I pointed out something to a business. I'm not saying I'm a Karen, okay?
Can we, if we guess what it is?
What?
If we guess what it is, can we put it in?
Sure. Do you want to guess what it is?
No. I'm just like as you're saying the story.
Okay.
You're trying to
I'm
guess
not
the
a
business?
Karen. I'm not a Karen, okay? But I'm kind of like I'm a lenient legal Laura, you know? Like I like pointing out something. If I feel like it's not up to code, I'm gonna let it know. Please no.
Karen.
No. Because I said this, I didn't report this. A Karen would report it.
Oh, okay.
I go to this place for breakfast, tacos a lot. I don't want to say the name of the business because I don't want to put them in more
Del
trouble.
Taco.
No, better than that. I go there all the time. Every time I would walk up, I notice you know where the handicap spot is. You know how like handicap spot you pull up, and then next to the handicap area there's the strike zone where that person loads off. Right there and it's kind of they have a valet situation. So sure you can. If you were in a handicap situation, you could park in any other lots, but still legally a handicap spot next to it, the stripe zone, they had it covered. They had huge planter trees on top of the covered zone.
Okay.
And every day I would walk up to, not every day, but like I go to this place a lot. I'm like, these plants need to be moved. This is a violation. I go, they're going to get fined. And this place just opened and I love coming here and I don't want this to go out of business. So I go and I tell the people there and I go, hey, I love this place. I'm from Texas. That's on theme with the restaurant. I'm not saying the name of the restaurant. And they're like, because they love it. They're like, oh my God, awesome.
It's Panda Express.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm from Texas.
and I go, I'm saying this to you guys. I don't have a problem with this, but I think someone else will. And I don't want
You didn't want this place to get in trouble because you love them so much.
valid. I go,
I get it.
I'm pretty sure saying you're breaking the law, but like this is a violation and you're going to probably get fined or sued if you don't fix that. And then like the person like looked at it and goes, oh my God, I think you're right. But then it was like, I then said it twice one time to these people because another week went by and they didn't do it. And I said it the second time and I go, hey, I noticed those plants haven't moved. I'm just saying. And then, but each time the person I would tell, he goes, you have a really good point.
Then why aren't they
So
doing
I think
anything?
clearly one person said something they didn't do anything. Second
No,
person,
I think
and then
there's-
I walk up next week. They are right there as they have a whole crew of people moving the trees
That's
from that
funny.
area, opening it up
As you were pulling in.
as I was pulling in.
They saw you
They
coming.
saw
They're like,
you
he's
coming.
gonna. We got
no, they were already hired to do it because it's not like someone could just go and do it by hand. You would have to hire like a forklift to come and move these massive trees.
That's not
Yeah.
a Karen.
not a Karen,
That's
but I don't.
that's a hero.
But it was kind of cool watching like
You did that.
I like was part of like a change for a business, and I saved it.
I'm surprised that you did this more for the restaurant than more for the handicapped people that come to the restaurant.
You know-
and
Yeah,
don't
it's
You
have
just
a
so you
place
could go
for
get your
them
tacos.
to-
Doesn't care about.
so they can come
You
out.
know
and
Matt's
have-
gonna bring his friends purposely just to point out there
So there
used to be these plants
Oh,
here.
I know.
What I did.
You should invite
I already have.
invite your handicapped friends over there and show them that it was a good idea for them to move these plants.
Check this out. So before you wouldn't be able to like move around.
Or
in
no,
this
no,
space.
don't even say anything. Have them come and have them use that area, and as they're looking, look at the workers and go,
Yeah.
He just does this.
Or then I was thinking how evil it would have been if I like went to
If
someone
you
with
called.
handicap and we go, I know a place where we can sue. And I want to cut.
We'll split the bag.
And I want to cut.
And so
my
we're going to go
gosh.
stage like, we can't get out.
You know what's crazy?
That's a Karen.
You know what's crazy? There's people like just like that would do that. It's
Oh,
nuts.
yeah. People seek
That was
this
a
about.
perfect shit.
I was sitting on some bad information. Well, is that the right?
Sitting on a gold mine.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, Noom.
If you guys don't know what Noom is a program that helps you understand the science behind your eating choices and why you have cravings.
And Noom Weight also uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain.
And to date, Noom Weight has helped more than 4.6 million people lose weight.
And remember, everybody's journey is different, so your daily lessons are personalized to you and your goals.
Exactly. Scientific principles like cognitive behavioral therapy help you understand your relationship with food.
And the best part of all is a flexible program that focuses on the progress instead of perfection. You don't have to give up carbs or do any crazy rash diet.
And having cravings and food FOMO is the worst, which is why they can help you try to lose that weight while still enjoying your favorite foods.
You also get to choose your level of support, from a 5-minute daily check-in to personal coaching.
And active first-time Noomers lose an average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks, and 95% of customers say Noom Weight is a good long-term solution.
And Noom Weight's approach is grounded in science. They've published more than 30 peer-reviewed scientific articles describing their methods and effectiveness.
So guys, make sure to stay focused on what's important to you with Noom Weight's psychology-based approach, and sign up for your trial today at noom.com/unfiltered.
That's NOOM.com/unfiltered to sign up for your trial today.
Thank you so much, Noom, for sponsoring today's episode. We love ya. A really
Have
interesting.
you all ever won a sweepstakes?
Never.
No,
All right.
never ever.
Never.
I've heard of people that have won like those like Nickelodeon sweepstakes.
Yeah,
and
who
those,
won
like,
the
random
who won the
sweepstakes, but-
Danimals sweepstakes?
Someone
The Dan-
wasn't it like a kid with Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. The kid on TikTok posted it like a year ago.
He did.
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
He got
won-
to like hang with them, and
Yeah. Why does everybody remember the Danimals?
Because everybody
It was
wanted it.
huge.
you know what's
Man.
crazy? Back then, you're not thinking that Zach and Cody probably getting paid so much for those Danimal sweepstakes. In your head, you're just like, oh, they're so sweet. We'd be hanging for the fan for a day. Like it's so crazy. You don't think about like the logistics for all these like sweepstakes.
I just entered a contest the other day.
Well,
You
good
did?
luck.
For what?
It's for
You are
to
so
win.
that
It's
person.
to win this book I've been really looking forward to, but I get
Just
an early
buy the
copy.
book.
You know what?
The book's not out until January. I thought I could get it early.
Next month,
You know what?
3 weeks from now.
What gets me though is the Omaze stuff. I've entered those a few times.
The what?
The what?
Omaze,
I don't know what that is.
What's that?
where you can win like the car. You know.
Oh, or you win the house. Oh my God. You
no,
think
I
that's
don't.
true?
I don't do the house one because then
You know there's a house one, right?
Yeah. Here's a $10 million house in Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
but why
You
do I
gotta pay
feel like
taxes
that you're doing the person the worst favor in getting a $10 million house? Now they have all these fucking bills that they have
Well,
to
you
pay.
can either take the house or you could take a cash equivalent. They'll give you like a certain number. Did you watch Pepsi Where's My Jet?
Pepsi, where's my jet?
It's out on Netflix right now. It's like a 4-part documentary. Such an
Is this
insane
a true story about a
Yes.
guy who applied for the Pepsi thing and
the
won a jet, but he
90s.
never got it? Or-
Yeah. So basically, Pepsi had like this commercial where it was about buy Pepsi, get like stuff, whatever it was.
You get points.
And you would get points for however much Pepsi you bought, and you could redeem it for, it was like a leather jacket or a t-shirt or whatever.
Right.
And the commercial popped up and it showed how much the jacket was, how many points it would be, how much this would be. And then the last thing was a Harrier jet and it said 7 million Pepsi points. So the guy watching it,
Was there also one that was a tank too?
No, it was just
it
that.
was a jet.
So like the whole joke was they said everything that was obviously winnable, like merch and stuff, and they did a jet as a joke. When you watch, you're like, oh, that's a joke, that's funny. But in fine print, they never said
there was no fine print. There was no like not actually that
Yeah.
you couldn't get it. So it was just like it gradually got more and more expensive for points. And then the last thing was a Harrier jet, which was 7 million. So it looks like outrageous. But this guy was sitting there and he's like, I wonder how much that would cost if I actually bought like however much Pepsi it would be. And he found out it would cost like $4 million, whatever, to have that many Pepsi points to get it. So he's like,
And
well,
then that jet is worth how
jet
much?
was worth like
Like
30,
50
32 million.
32 million.
Oh, I thought it was 50.
So then he was like, okay, well, that's still
Was he rich?
a good investment. No, but he had met this guy that was like older than him that he was like good friends with because of like hiking or whatever. So he
He was
went to
young,
him.
right? He was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Trying to figure
I think
this
he
out.
was like
Yeah.
20 years old or something like that, like young guy. and he got the guy to like say yes and basically like pitched it to him, this whole idea. He's like, all right, let's try to get this jet, because there was nothing that, you know, said it was not real. But then they ran into like a bunch of problems with how they would get all of it, how they would store it, whatever. But he saw somewhere that you could just buy Pepsi points. Like you could just write in like, to redeem Pepsi points. So it was like $1 for 10 Pepsi points or something like that, whatever the exchange was.
And it ended up
being like
cheaper.
Yeah, it ended up being way cheaper just to like buy
Wasn't
the
it like
points.
600 grand.
It ended up being like $700,000 that he would have to spend in order to get 7 million Pepsi points.
And they were going to just wait to get these points first and then come to them.
But they found this loophole.
Yeah.
So they wrote the check for $700,000, sent it in, and was like, I'd like to redeem this for my Harrier jet.
And
so then
Pepsi. What year is this?
in the 90s.
Yeah, this was a
sometime.
long. Yeah, it was
I
back.
don't remember
then.
what actual year, but yeah, it was in the 90s. And it was just like this whole back and forth thing about Pepsi being like, we obviously were like making a joke for the commercial, and they were like back and forth with lawyers, like it's not clear that it's a joke because there was no fine print, whatever. And then Pepsi ended up changing it to 700 million Pepsi points for the commercial.
What do you mean? So
They changed the
edited the
commercial.
commercial and put it out?
And
Yeah.
then-
they put just kidding.
And then
on
a
the
few days
bottom.
later, they edited it again and was like 700 million, just kidding. So like they clearly were like, okay, we need to change this. So it was just years and years of back and forth between Pepsi, but they offered them like $1 million to be like, all right, let's just drop it. Here's $1 million. And the guy was like, no, I want my jet. This is
How much money did he already spend? He's like, I already spent $1 million on the points.
Well, they didn't cash the check.
Yeah,
So
Pepsi never
Pepsi
cashed
didn't
it,
accept
yeah.
that $700,000 check. And they sent him like a
They
coupon
sent him
for like free
coupons.
Coke.
They said, here's some shrimp cocktail.
it was insane. But yeah, it was years and years of going back and forth with them.
And he
They-
still, to
they
this day,
sued-
hasn't got the jet?
No.
They sued him. He sued them. This whole thing with Pepsi.
So it ended and he didn't end up getting anything.
Oh, I didn't watch the end of it, but I thought I heard somebody say that he
Is
did
it
end up getting
Documentary?
No. Yeah.
On where?
Netflix.
Shit.
Matt, you would love the way
It's shot so
Oh,
well.
the way it's
Love
edited.
it. It's
90s.
amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's really
Beautiful.
fun.
They're
stoked.
like recreating it. So they have this like young guy and it looks like it's in the 90s and he's like comes home from school. Like this
It's
whole
really
thing.
cool.
Yeah.
Can I recommend a documentary that I just watched recently?
Yeah.
It's similar, nostalgic as well. It's on YouTube under this channel called Defunct Land, and this guy makes like these really great 30-minute to an hour and 30-minute long videos relating to Disney. So what is the Disney
Wait.
What is the Disney Channel theme song?
Dun, 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 dun. It's like that. Like, it's like that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it.
dun.
It's those four notes. The dun 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 dun. So it's iconic. It's
Wait,
it's-
not the actual like intro
No, Disney Channel.
where it like builds up. It's that whole like.
No, that's Disney. That's
Wow, 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 wow.
It's this one.
no,
Dun,
dun dun dun.
Okay.
Okay.
But I feel
And-
like that's new. That's like when Disney Channel started making.
Well, it's when the Disney Channel had like its like peak era, like it peaked
Yeah,
in like
okay.
the 2000s. So this guy, he does a huge deep dive in. He starts investigating who wrote the
note.
Disney Channel, the dun.
Who wrote the note?
Who wrote the notes, basically.
Yeah.
The dun 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 dun. Iconic. He cannot find out who it is. He goes deeper and deeper. He's interviewing everybody who was like on set for the wand bits
Right.
and stuff. Finding out those people. Dude, I'm getting chills. I don't want to spoil it, but it was each day I would watch like 20 minutes of it when I'd sit down and knit.
Yeah.
It's so beautifully done because our peak or like our generation, it talks all about that era of Disney Channel
Okay.
that we were watching with Disney Channel original movies and That's So Raven and Lizzie McGuire, even Stevens. It was this pivotal era in the Disney Channel. It had like a peak of like 30 million viewers at the time.
Yeah.
Now Disney Channel struggles to
No.
get just like 800,000 viewers, dude.
On
Nobody-
just any other shows.
yeah,
Wow.
we had this peak thing, but this guy. So, anyways, it's this great. It's called Defunct Land Disney Channel theme song. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. It's so
It's only to find
good.
out who wrote the.
yeah, because there was a whole mystery
Who wrote
behind
the
it
notes?
about the guy who did it, and it's so
Oh,
beautifully
I
done.
kind of want you to just tell me.
I
What?
know. just
Right
tell
now.
me.
I don't know. It's just so because you let it up.
dude. Because that's the thing is, I don't like spoiling anything. That's like
It's like, is it like Billy Idol, and we're all gonna be like, "Whoa, I can't believe he did." Is
No,
it somebody
no,
that's known?
no.
I think it's the way he finds out. Maybe is what makes it so
the way
exciting.
this
Okay.
guy makes his videos, you feel like you're investigating with him, and it's so I don't know. It's so entertaining, and it also
Is he a YouTuber? Would you say he is he
is a YouTuber, but he's one of those like deep like I don't know how to say it. Like everything he's saying is so well written or like rehearsed and like thought out and stuff. And his interviews are really great questions, and he never shows his face once.
I feel like you guys would like something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Mariah
we
would like
would,
something
You
like
yeah.
would get a big kick out of
Because
it.
I would be that person to dig deep and deep.
that. You hit him up. Hey, you want to figure out something else?
I could figure it out
what about this
before
tune?
I finish watching it.
Bro, you come up with your own tune, and you're like, hey, this tune was in the 90s. Let's try to figure this one out together.
I would say don't spoil it for yourself. Go and like watch the YouTube video, because I think it was the best YouTube video I watched all year. Like it should win an Oscar.
Surprised
Really?
it's on just YouTube.
Well,
That's how good of like the.
Sounds like it should be more.
that's kind of sick, though, that it's like on YouTube.
Yeah, it's free.
Like a great documentary.
I mean, this kid already has millions and millions of subscribers, and
Oh, I thought he was like a really small one that just like
No,
made this really good doc that like
this is
blew
just
up.
his best one he's ever made in his whole life. And yeah, a lot of his stuff is like very hyper Disney, where I'm like, well, I don't really care about a certain ride that was at Disneyland.
so everything's Disney that he kind of like puts out. on
But
his
this
channel.
one was about the Disney Channel thing, and dude, it's so fucking good.
All right, do we have to be knitting while we watch this? Is that what
No.
made it fun to watch? Okay.
You
Well,
should
it's
look
just-
into Disney and Werner von Braun.
What is that?
Just go down that rabbit hole one night.
All right. And there's so many Disney conspiracies.
There are so many that I've seen. Like it's like so dark sometimes. Like when you really go down.
Did you hear about what happened at Disney a couple days ago?
Yeah, at the parking garage.
What?
Wait, no,
What
no.
happened?
What
A
happened?
guy. Sorry, this is dark. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. A
Dark.
guy
Sorry.
unalived himself. A principal of an elementary school
No.
went and killed himself at the parking garage at Disneyland
He
or Disney
jumped.
World.
Wait, just
No.
in the parking garage.
He jumped.
He jumped. He went
In the on the what?
Yes. A
Was he with like
principal.
what-
Like that is the darkest.
Wait, was he
thing.
with family or was he with kids?
Apparently, him and his wife are getting divorced and stuff. Or
He
his
left
wi-
a note behind.
I think him and his wife were getting divorced, and she accused him of like abusing her. And then he was like, "Well, now you've ruined my career. I won't be able to get hired again. Like everything's, and you're divorcing me." But then you go to the happiest place on earth and like ruin people's family vacations that day.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out like, was it did it mean something? Like, did he do it
Definitely meant something. He wanted. This is where we can go deeper about suicide, and I really don't want to. But that was pretty dark about Disney. But do y'all know Casey Anthony is running around in y'all's hometown?
Yeah.
Yo, did you see that video on TikTok?
She's partying.
She's
it up
partying.
in
Oh, she was
Lauderdale.
with Steel Panther.
Shut.
She was with Steel Panther in the back, like fucking singing.
like
I couldn't
backstage, just-
bro. I couldn't believe.
Casey Anthony running around Fort Lauderdale, y'all.
Free.
It was like they're like
A
it
free
looked like he was
woman.
there like groupie. Like she was in the backstage. I
That
couldn't
makes me
believe
sick.
it.
What?
Bro, I
in
can't
the
believe I didn't
world?
send it
Right
to you.
now.
I honestly didn't send it to you at first, Heath, because I didn't think it was true. I thought it was like this girl that looked just
Dude,
like.
I sent it
That's
right to
it
you.
was
when I
me.
saw it.
I thought she looked like. I thought this girl looked like her, so I was just like, I can't believe it. But then I looked into it. Casey
Well,
Anthony.
she just put
with
out her
Steel
own
Panther.
Peacock special where it's like Casey Anthony in her own words. And
Tells all.
I've been so skeptical to watch it because it's technically like giving her money and giving
Let
her
it in the
attention.
past.
Jeez.
It was wild.
What would you do if you saw Casey Anthony?
Like, I mean, I would be like actually terrified of her because like she's a murderer.
It must be so tough to go. Or I do not feel sorry for Casey Anthony. Let me just say that. But
I
just to
did when
go
she
out
did have
and,
her
like,
photography.
But just to go out, imagine everyone just knows that like you killed your child,
That
and you're trying to
she
go
must
out of
be
bars and like
Well,
party.
that's the
Be
thing.
like,
She must be sick to be going out
Yeah.
still. She probably doesn't even like. You must be really a crazy person if you're
Yeah.
still going out.
denial is denial is a river in Egypt. You killed your daughter. Sorry.
okay, I know we're like talking about like giving her giving her a show and all this, but should we have her here?
Zane, don't even. We're not having her on the podcast.
We would ruin this show. I would like to. Have
I
her,
would
like,
I want her. I want to be like run the night through me again. I want to know what happened. You tell me.
I would like a Zoom call.
Look at this, Heath.
Why would you
Fucking
even go-
partying it up with Steel Panther.
That is bonkers.
Do you think Steel Panther knew that she was there?
Did they just bring people up on stage? Is that what this is? Or she was backstage hanging out?
Wait, Steel Panther were the people that were in your bedroom?
Yes,
one
in
time?
our
Holy
apartment.
Yes.
That's why we're freaking out.
Wait, so there probably was. I just
Do
don't
they
get
wear
how
the
none
same
of those
outfits?
none of those girls are even like caring that Casey Anthony is right there. If it was me, I'd be like,
Stop the show.
Stop the show.
I would square up with Casey Anthony.
You could tell she wants people to recognize her.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
wants people to look
100%.
at her.
Sick in the head.
She's sick.
I think she almost like kind of wants someone to like
I would-
assault her or something, and then she can charge back, and then like profits.
I would get in the ring with Casey Anthony.
I-
I would train and get in
Yeah?
the ring with
You would have the nation on your
Is
shoulders.
this you
Mariah.
calling her out for a fight?
I
Here we
would
go.
kick her ass.
Yeah, let's do it.
You cannot lose that fight, Mariah.
I won't.
You cannot
I
lose.
will not.
What if this gets
all
to her
I-
and like this actually gets set up? It's the next, what is it? Rough and Rowdy? the thing that the fight that Susie's doing. Could you imagine a Rough and Rowdy with
I think
Mariah
it's bigger
and
than
Casey
Barstool
Anthony?
Sports. I think HBO Max can get this one.
That would
Oh yeah, go.
be like a full blown pay-per-view event.
Absolutely.
Staten Island Mom versus Casey.
I just want to know what Casey Anthony is walking away with at the end of it, huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, I just want to sit down with Casey Anthony and go, "Who is Zanny the nanny, Casey?" Remember they go,
Zanny. What's your nanny's name?
where's-
Zanny.
Where's your daughter been? She's been with Zanny the nanny,
She's
who didn't exist. Or
Insane.
Zanny the nanny, I think, is like code for giving your
Giving-
kids Xanax when you want them to go to bed. You're like, how about you
Absolutely.
take a little bit of Zanny the nanny and don't bother me?
I hate that she doesn't look like she aged.
I know,
Like,
sure.
why does she look
Yeah, she
good?
looks incredible, huh?
Stop.
Honestly,
don't
she
give
looks
her that.
great.
She would kill Velcro so fast.
Oh, 100%. Imagine all the mothers with their babies at that concert, just like having to
At the concert.
fucking hide them.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine though turning on your parents? You commit a crime and then you put it on your parents and you ruin their lives. Like that's what her whole argument is now, right? Mm-hmm. That the dad found, or that Kaylee drowned. Then
she
the
was so
dad
cute.
found it, and the dad tried to cover it up because he didn't want Casey to be charged with neglectful parenting.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's the story she's running with. But what happened to Zanny the nanny? Or saying you work at Universal Studios and then you tell the police.
Oh, and then she walks them around the entire park for hours and she goes, I don't work here.
Wait, what?
She did that.
She told them she worked at Universal and they were like, okay, take us there. So she got them into the park somehow. She's walking around, and then she turns around and goes, okay, I never worked here.
How is that not?
She still got away free.
Mariah, bring it back. Be the defunct Disneyland documentary.
I will.
Put Casey away.
The next documentary.
You guys squaring up.
Squaring up with the case.
How big? Y'all are definitely two different weight classes, probably, right?
That'll matter.
Girls,
cares?
isn't that why Casey?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
Casey Anthony. I don't think it matters.
Oh,
But
no, because I'm embarrassed. Something clicked, but I'll say it after because I don't want him making fun of me.
oh no, what happened?
I want to hear.
I know I'm really.
Pay per view.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay, Mariah.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Because it's always like pay per view. I'm like, what the frig is paper?
I'm sure.
And then Zane saying we all have to tune in so she can get paid the full amount. Light bulb, first time.
I'm sure there's people watching right now that didn't know it was pay per view.
That's
And
why.
nobody wants to admit it.
That's why when bars they'll pay for they'll pay for their TVs to have it, and they charge everybody at the door because they're.
Oh,
I
they
hate
do
that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's how you make money by the bar paying.
No,
pay-per-view.
I know. No,
You
no,
get
I know.
people-
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's how it's all part in their
There's
head. They're like,
also-
oh, we're gonna make people pay for it because everybody should be paying to watch this because we paid for it.
There's also something weird. I think bars have to pay extra to be able to have it at their bar.
I've heard that too.
So
Oh, really?
they charge like bars like an absurd amount to be able to do it.
Oh,
Because
because
you can
if it's
sell
in a
them.
bar, that's like 100 people
Yeah.
that they're losing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas song is Silent Night, Holy Night.
Pussy popping for Santa.
Lonely Christmas by Scott and Heath.
Lonely Christmas.
Lonely Christmas.
That's Mariah's.
I don't
singing.
want another lonely Christmas.
Christmas.
Hey, baby, when I want a Christmas with you.
That'll do it.
Okay.
Well,
I remember.
Did you have like a verse in that?
Yeah, I rapped on it.
I was in the music video, I think.
Yo, I thought I was Kid Rock for a minute.
Make
Kid
it
Rock.
Let's close this out.
Yeah, let's go on to the unwind. Unwind is so fun.
Who's ready for the unwind?
I'm ready for the unwind.
Make sure to check out Cremota Coffee, Cremota.com. We have our new holiday flavor, Holiday Spice.
Holiday spice.
We've got pumpkin spice, the holiday blend. We've got espresso in whole and ground. beam. We've got the K-Cups, everything you want. We've got new drinkware. We've got, all the goodies. I was trying to think if we had the
Available at
bigger
Komodo.com.
tumbler back in stock, but we don't have it in stock right now.
Oh, okay.
Komodo.com. Also, make sure to check our Patreon, patreon.com/Zane and Heath. We do a bonus episode every single month. It's either a drunk or a high episode with a guest. We do our monthly Q&A that you could tune into. And once you sign up, you get access to everything we've ever posted on there.
And if you want to watch the Unfiltered episode that was supposed to be on last week, again, you can check it out patreon.com/Zane and Heath. You'll get it. Audio is the audio from the cameras, but it's still watchable and listenable. Mm-hmm. We just didn't want to put it on here.
And then we also post an unwind where we keep the cameras rolling for like 20 minutes extra and just hang out with our unwinders on Patreon. So if you want to watch an extended version of the podcast, make sure to check it out. Patreon.com/Zane and Heath.
Thank you so much for ending that, closing that for us.
I got you, baby.
And anything else to add before we stop?
Be safe out there. It's the holidays. It's crazy times. But your family,
Get to the airport extra early.
Your family and your loved ones want to see you. So just be safe. You
And
know,
for the
be
people in
safe
Fort
on the
Lauderdale,
roads.
if you're going to watch Steel Panther, just be careful of your surroundings, all right?
If y'all
We
see
don't know who's
Casey
there.
Anthony out there, send us pics. Keep your eyes peeled. When you're at an intersection, look over because
You never know.
You never know. All right, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning to another episode, and we will see you next week.
See you cats on Flip Flop
Peace and
later.
blessings.
add us on Snapchat.
Add us on Snap, baby.
Ow.